And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication. It's the edge of the world in all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication. Hey, a surgeon very well to break the spell of aging. Celebrity skin, is this your chin or is that war you're waging? Firstborn unicorn, hardcore softcore. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Mary McGill, be my ferry to the world, be my very own constellation. A teenage bride with a baby inside, getting high on information. And buy me a star on a boulevard, it's Californication. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. In Cobain, can you hear the sphere singing songs off station to station? And Alderon's not far away, it's Californication. Born and raised by those that praise control of population. Everybody's been there and I don't need no vacation. Firstborn unicorn, hardcore softcore. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Destruction leads to a very rough road, but it also breeds creation. An earthquake's out to a girl's guitar, that's just another good vibration. And tidal waves couldn't save the world from Californication. Hey, I said very well to break the spell of aging. Sicker than the rest, there is no test, but this is what you're craving. Firstborn unicorn,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I was just letting that play. So, what we're looking at here, and somehow I went down this rabbit hole, is all the alumni of Jesuit Georgetown. Just the School of Foreign Service, Edmund Walsh School of Foreign Service. And Georgetown is obviously a Jesuit university where a lot of very important players are educated. So I was just going through this. I wanted to switch that track anyways. Who knows if I'll get a copyright strike? They tried to hit me with that, but I know they got the licensing to like most of the stuff that I'm playing, so I think it's all outside the country. But yeah, something else I wanted to address as well. And there's actually, now that we have a break, we're gonna let this play. That's what we're gonna do. And then I'll go back to all this. Not quite sure what we have where we left off, but left off on Georgetown. We're gonna watch the Johnny Cirucci's mini documentary pertaining to this whole subject matter in this book, the Eaters of Children book. I'll just let that play, please. It'll help me too try and piece more of this together for you guys.
Human beings need normalcy. They don't realize that they have volunteered to be enslaved, and when signs of that enslavement crop up around them, it's easier and more convenient to sweep them under the rug and worry about fixing the deck chairs on the Titanic. Consequently, there are some who, when exposed to these signs, actively defend the enslavement.
What the hell?
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. When you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
I was...
Look again.
Americans, particularly Americans on the right, repeatedly get played election cycle after election cycle. No matter who is in office, America steadily lurches further and further towards becoming a third world autocratic police state. Even the heyday of supposed right-wing government, the Reagan-Bush administration, was marred by sexual deviancy, pedophilia, and failure at every turn to protect and advance real, right-minded American values, from growth in government, to abortion, to illegal immigration, to gun control. Reagan and Bush served up devastating defeat after devastating defeat to the American people, but they have been rewritten as patriots because they happened to be in office when the Soviet Union was commanded by the elite to collapse. We really shouldn't be surprised by this, because Ronald Reagan's background was to be baptized and raised Roman Catholic, and he spent most of his adult and political career as a far-left actor from Hollywood.
I'm Gary Richard Arnold, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Ronald Wilson Reagan and the fact that he's been used as an icon for the conservative Republicans and conservative independents for years. Found out that once he became governor, he did the exact opposite of what he had promised the people. He put in the first gun laws, the Mulford Act. He did the executive orders by regionalizing the state of California. He supported with the ex-Governor Brown the changing of the state constitution, which allowed regional developments of AMBAG and ABAG and SCAG, which are trans-government operations from counties and cities. And this fit into an earlier plan that was driven by Nelson Rockefeller in a book called The New Federalism. When I look deeper into Ronald Reagan, there's an interesting connection with the Santa Cruz nexus there, in the fact that Leon Panetta was in contact with Hugh DeLacy, in fact honored this communist organizer at the Loudon Nelson Center in Santa Cruz. And because Leon Panetta actually was campaigning for Nelson Rockefeller because of his book called The New Federalism in the early 60s. And he went to the White House with Richard Nixon and was part of the Kissinger team to get Nixon out and to get Nelson Rockefeller made president. They got as far as having Gerald Ford, Bilderberger, appointing Nelson Rockefeller as vice president of the United States. One of the more active positions Ronald Reagan took was for the Mobilization for Democracy. They put on a series on TV, a 13 series played on KLAC, and it was considered subversive by the House Committee on Un-American Activities. 10 schools admission organization. These are schools, prep schools, that filter people into secret societies. The 10 schools admission organization is a series of prep schools in New England, and what they do is they funnel people into secret societies or into positions for global control for a global world government. And Cordmeyer went to one of those schools, and he belonged to one of those secret societies at Yale that Dr. Anthony Sutton revealed, one of them which is Skull and Bones. He was Ronald Reagan's handler. In fact, he was the head of the United World Federalists, which obviously pushes for a world government. And Ronald Reagan, of course, was right along with him, and he was on the letterhead for the United World Federalists for over 13 years. We find also that he was part of the World Peace Through Law. And again, if you understand this globalistic mindset of Ronald Reagan, you'll understand what he did, not what he said. Just as the cult followers of Obama isn't doing what he said about getting the closing Guantanamo or doing a lot of other sensible things about being transparent, etc. He was picked up on television to give him a popular venue by General Electric. He was given a TV series, and General Electric picked him up and sent him around the countries giving a tailored speech talking about free enterprise. Again, if people go back to American secret establishment, they look up General Electric, they look up the financing behind the Bolshevik Revolution and the financing of Hitler, they'll find that General Electric was right in there at an address at 120.
Remember what we've been saying about sigils. That's very similar to a lot of other things that people have when it comes to this, like 4 elements, quadrilateral thing, Maltese cross and all that. You can get nuance in there, but it's a lot of the same stuff. I feel like it's more elemental than most things, because that seems to be part of the whole grand scheme of things. Or although I think the astrological aspect is a lot more important than whether we're going after like elements, this and that. But it's just a form of organization anyways within that body of thought. So it can have different meanings. So
Broadway, which repeatedly comes up in any researcher's historical treatment of an investigation of secret societies and the World War I and World War II, and the funding of both of our enemies, the communists in the Soviet Union and Hitler in Germany. So Reagan got this wholesome, all-American treatment by traveling the country, giving his speech A Time for Choosing, and running successfully for governor. And from the governor's cat seat, he used that to hurt California and set it back. He got as I mentioned earlier, he got the regionalization going, he got the gun laws going. He increased the taxes, which was the highest California had ever had. He appointed Jeane Kirkpatrick to be ambassador to the United Nations. And most conservatives think, oh, how wonderful, and applaud her and think she's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And of course, she was on the letterhead of the Industrial League for Democracy, right up until their sponsoring, including their sponsoring of Tom Hayden's SDS. But Ronald Reagan is not who conservatives say he is. His words, if you take his words and put it on paper, they're easy to nod and agree and shake your head yes with. But he was the one that advanced a lot of evil things. You look at the drugs, the drugs from the Contras into the United States. You look at the transfer of technology to deindustrialize the United States by kicking off with a steel mill to communist China. And of course, he had supported Mao in communist China. So all of the puzzle fits together.
went back into opium wars type shit too, because China was a hub for all that stuff, and still is today, especially with the fentanyl or fentanyl precursors. And it's invaded into everything apparently. And from people I know, I can attest to that. I've seen some crazy shit happen to these people. People that do other things that don't have an interest in shooting dope or any of that shit basically are testing positive for fentanyl and also falling out and dying because they don't know what the hell they're taking. Not good.
That Ronald Wilson Reagan was a control-E of the establishment. He is not a conservative in any way, shape, or form in any definition that I know of. In fact, he was the one that did the first amnesty for the illegal invasions, pushing towards this North American Union. Any analysis from an honest researcher has to say Ronald Wilson Reagan was not on our side. When he appointed George Bush, who was a member of Skull and Bones, that's where Agenda 21 came from. Outside of Reagan doing the regionalizing as governor, he appointed George Bush as head of the United Nations. It was Henry Luce, who was a member of Skull and Bones. He was very effective. In fact, there is a committee that I'd like to warn you about. It's called the Clare Boothe Luce organization. And you'll find so-called conservative women in this particular group. You'll find the Ann Coulters, Michelle Malkin, you see on Fox News, and the other people belong to the Clare Boothe Luce Foundation, or they're advisors to, and they get perks from that organization. It is a Skull and Bones organization. And what you'll find from these people in their books, they never mention the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderbergers, or anything about the Federal Reserve. It's a scam. It's a left-right Hegelian situation. It's like if you want to control a horse, you need a rein on the left and a rein on the right to get going. And if you wanted to get it going, you put the spurs into the sides. But you can control which way that goes. So they control both sides. I encourage you to realize that Ronald Wilson Reagan is not, was not, nor has ever been a conservative. He has been a puppet of the masters, puppeteers, and that's consider the source. It's the same as people using Ronald Reagan as an icon that come out and talk about our democracy all the time when the country is a republic. Everybody pledges allegiance to the Republic of the United States. But as often as that lie is put out there and repeated, that's a damn lie. And the fact that Ronald Reagan is conservative is a damn lie. The fact that the global warming is going to sink us all is a damn lie. And you got to shake yourself out of the cult of people across the political spectrum and start thinking for yourself, because you're going to need to save yourself, because the move is on to kill you. Literally.
How fitting. How fitting. Oh my God. Yes. The reincarnation of the character that Mr. Mr. Pretended Republican over here, Reagan, had played. Same character, different actor. Either ways. What have I been telling you guys about the law of polarity and the manipulation, psychological manipulation, and games that they play? All the propaganda, all the back and forth, left and right, it's the Jews, Israel's great, hate Israel, friggin' Israel versus Palestine, Ukraine, Russia, again, getting everybody all worked up and playing with them as if they are a magnet and the people they're playing with are iron filings, and in a very obvious way too. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, and people just don't want to see it. They don't want to admit it or something. They're gonna wait until shit's just that bad, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, I fucked up." But that is what it is. That's normal shit. I brought up this T2 because that I don't think we got to that in the Gladio series or whatever. Eyes Wide Open's History of the CIA series, but I will come back to that. Maybe if I have time, I'll roll through that. Cause figured I'd get this out, though. I didn't even realize this was going to be this long, but I should have looked at that beforehand. But this is great. This is good stuff. This all connects. So I'll bring us back to that if I'm still on P2. There you go. These two fucktards. These two fucktards.
Of course, the harm that has come to America from the Bush family would require a separate documentary. Socialized medicine is the epitome of how the elite control and harm the masses. It's already a field dominated by corruption and money, and government intervention seems appealing, but invariably makes a corrupt system many times worse. Such was the case for the Affordable Health Care Act, a top priority for the Democrat Party once Barack Obama entered the White House. Immediately, Democrats entered a closed-door session, having control of both the House and the Senate, led by far-left Roman Catholic Nancy Pelosi a student of Jesuit Stephen J. Privet, the Democrats came up with the Affordable Health Care Act, put Barack Obama's name on it, and had him sign it. Obama, too, was trained as a community organizer by Jesuit Greg Galuzzo in Chicago. Despite the Republicans regaining House, Senate, and White House, there has been no move to get rid of Obamacare. On more than one occasion, Republicans have voted to keep it in place. Republicans like Roman Catholic Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania, graduate of LaSalle University, who received his congressional seat from his brother Michael. Another case of keeping so-called democratically elected power in the family. From the Dodds in Connecticut to the Murkowskis in Alaska. The consistency through it all has been the Catholic Church. In 2010, Nancy Pelosi turned the gavel over to John Boehner, a Jesuit-trained Roman Catholic. He responded by gently kissing her on the cheek, job well done, and Boehner turned House Speaker over to Paul Ryan, another Roman Catholic and good altar boy. But the left has been betrayed too. Although leftist ideology of undisciplined hedonism and total subservience to authority is the lifeblood of tyranny, occasionally the left is able to see truths more clearly than the right in issues such as eating and living healthy or war profiteering and corruption in war making. In 2008, Barack Obama's top campaign promises were to end the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan and close Guantanamo Bay, the United States CIA military black site where innocent prisoners are tortured into becoming jihadis, located conveniently, for the Vatican anyway, in the communist state of Cuba, run since 1959 by the Jesuit-trained Roman Catholic Fidel Castro and subsequently his brother Raul. In the 8 years of Obama's reign, none of his war on terror promises were kept, with the exception of increasing the spending of American tax dollars on the global war on terror. When the 2016 elections came around, these same Americans who had been played on the left and the right were sadly just as eager to be played again. America's two-party system did its job and offered two and only two carefully controlled candidates. No matter who won, the American people, and sadly citizens all over the world, would still lose. But the two puppets still had to put on a good show. Shockingly, one camp would actually touch upon the very source of power for either side, thinking that by playing with fire they still couldn't get burned. As I've shown you conclusively in the Watershed Exposé, Eaters of Children, my latest book available at Amazon.com, the ultimate seal of loyalty and faith amongst the elite, from judges to generals, actors to activists, or cops to congressmen. The surest way to ensure loyalty to this massive, malignant system of slavery is to entice the targeted individual to have sex with, or rape, or torture, and or ritually murder a child. Once the targeted individual has been enticed, caught, and recorded committing these crimes, their loyalty or silence or participation in any lie or crime thinkable, from assassinating a president to faking a moon landing, is now thoroughly assured. Suddenly, the critique of many a machine apologist, asking with sarcasm and cynicism how could such a thing be kept quiet, melts into a shocking reality. In the months just prior to the United States presidential election, people promoting Donald John Trump for president began questioning Hillary Clinton's affiliations with individuals known to be involved with witchcraft, Satanism, and pedophilia.
Do you like my spider's web? Is that what you call it? Follow that strand. Questioning.
Trump supporters began connecting Hillary Clinton advisor John Podesta to Comet Ping Pong Pizza, a restaurant in Washington, D.C. that was supposedly a secret hub for child sex slave trafficking.
And the accusations of pedophilia. Now, this is where things start to get strange when you research this story. Now, to begin, I need to show you a 2007 unclassified FBI document. That document, according to the FBI, contains commonly used symbols by pedophiles to express their preference in children. I want you to see these images here. These are the images. Notice this one on the end, the triangle. That image signifies something called boy love. The pizza place next door to Comet Ping Pong Pizza, Vesta Pizza, well, this was their logo until only a few weeks ago. Clearly, you can see that the Vesta logo actually contains the same image, I'm going to show you again, as that boy lover image. Interestingly, after Pizzagate investigators pointed this out, Vesta Pizza changed their logo, and there it is now. They removed the triangle. Also, Comet Ping Pong, owned by Alphantis, is the place where a number of performance artists perform regularly. Two of the groups that perform there, who you can see advertised, by the way, on this Comet Ping Pong poster, include a group called Heavy Breathing and another group called Sex Stains. Well, if you check out the YouTube videos by these bands, Heavy Breathing has songs that do joke about pedophilia, and the band Sex Stains has a video that includes, and you see it right there, that same boy lover symbol. It's nearly identical to the one that the FBI does say is a pedophile code symbol for boy love. As I said, there are some strange things there. As for the owner of the pizza place, James Alphantis, well, he was one time in a relationship with David Brock, who ran Media Matters for America. Well, since Pizzagate began to blow up online, he has made his Instagram profile, Jimmy Comet, private. But an archive search of Instagram reveals a number of strange photographs and words with strange and disturbing images associated with them. Look, to the point where we can't show you those pictures. We're not even going to describe them to you because some viewers would find it too disturbing to share on TV.
A former Jesuit seminarian, Podesta has been a power player for both the Clinton and Obama administrations. He was Bill Clinton's chief of staff in the 90s and Barack Obama's chief counselor during his second term. His brother Tony Podesta is a powerful Washington lobbyist known for giving special parties for the elite. Tony Podesta's home is liberally decorated with some of the most disturbing pieces of so-called art you can imagine. Grotesque at best, pedophilic and demonic at worst. From the twisted minds of Patricia Piccinini to Louis Bourgeois, who...
Don't forget that John Podesta was a Jesuit seminarian and allegedly dropped out for whatever reason, then got into politics. Go figure. That doesn't sound freaking sketchy. Oh, man.
His sculpture Arch of Hysteria glorifies one of the decapitated male nude victims of Jeffrey Dahmer. Both Podestas were reported to have entertained Serbian performance artist Marina Abramovic, whose work delves deeply into satanic blood rituals. Abramovic is extremely popular in the entertainment industry and maintains close ties with everyone from devout Roman Catholic Lady Gaga to actor James Franco, whose father is Catholic and mother is Jewish. Leading the charge against Podesta, mainly from his Twitter account, was Michael Thomas Flynn Jr. The name may sound familiar to you. His father, Michael Thomas Flynn Sr., retired as a 4-star general for the United States Army. His last office was director of the Defense Intelligence Agency, and that was under the administration of Barack Obama. For a short period of time, he was Donald Trump's national security advisor until supposed controversy involving Russia and Trump's Vice President Mike Pence caused Flynn to step down. Pence was once well known as a devout Roman Catholic, but has since been rebranded evangelical. The Flynns are good Irish Roman Catholics. The Hillary Clinton-John Podesta pedophile scandal was labeled Pizzagate, an attempt to connect it to the 1972 Watergate scandal.
The U.S. ping pong team met with President Nixon today at an Oval Office
Wouldn't you know
ceremony.
it? A few months later, they invited me and the ping pong team to visit the White House. So I went again, and I met the President of the United States again. Only this time they didn't get us rooms in a real fancy hotel.
So are you enjoying yourself in our nation's capital, young man? Yes, sir. Well, where are you staying? It's called the Hotel Ebbot. Oh, no. I know of a much nicer hotel. It's brand new, very modern. I'll have my people take care of it for you.
Yeah, sir. You might want to send a maintenance man over to that office across the way. The lights are off and they must be looking for a fuse box or something, because them flashlights, they're keeping me awake. Thank you. Good night.
Therefore, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow. Vice President Ford will be sworn in as president at that hour in this office.
In which President Richard Nixon had a select group of cloak and dagger Catholics, from George Gordon Battle Liddy of the FBI to Charles Chuck Colson to Everett Howard Hunt of the CIA, break into the Watergate Hotel to see what Democrat George McGovern had for a political strategy. Both unlikely and unnecessary, Nixon carried 49 states in 1972. The Watergate scandal was broken by two reporters from the Washington Post. Carl Bernstein, a Jew and a self-admitted employee of the Central Intelligence Agency, and Bob Woodward, a member of Yale's Book and Snake Secret Society, very similar to Skull and Bones. Yale has a plethora of secret societies, all of which are fertile grounds for recruiting by the CIA. One question that neither Bernstein nor Woodward asked in relation to the Watergate scandal is, why Watergate, a 6-building complex in Washington, D.C.? What lured the Democrat National Committee to use a Watergate office for the campaign of George McGovern? That's because 50 years earlier, the properties were purchased for the Vatican Bank by their financial advisor, Bernardino Nogara. It was not the only unusual investment for the Vatican Bank. Another financial advisor, Michele Sindona, made investments for the Vatican that ranged from a pharmaceutical company that makes oral contraceptives to Beretta firearms. The Vatican Bank was not Sindona's only employer. He also did work for the Mafia. With a trail of crimes behind him, he surrendered to the United States FBI in 1980 and was convicted on 65 counts, including fraud, perjury, false bank statements, and misappropriation of bank funds. While in federal prison, Italy applied for and was granted extradition. Sindona was moved to Voghera, where he was poisoned in 1986. In fact, the Vatican Bank has a trail of dead financial advisors under its foundations. Another is Roberto Calvi, known as God's Banker. Calvi was a member of the Freemasonic P2, or Propaganda Due, which has roots in the OSS operations in Italy post-World War II, to include operations such as Gladio, which slaughtered innocent Italians in a supposed attempt to keep communists out of power. In 1982, Calvi went missing from his Rome apartment. A week later, he was found hanging under Blackfriars Bridge in London, England. To this day, his death remains unsolved by any authority. But the implication by media was that Pizzagate, from John Podesta to Comet Ping Pong Pizza, was simply an October surprise election gambit. Once Donald Trump won, it was quickly swept back under the carpet.
I want our viewers and listeners to know that we regret any negative impact our commentaries may have had on Mr. Alifana's comic ping pong or its employees. We apologize to the extent our commentaries could be considered as negative statements about Mr. Alifana.
Yeah, for you, those of you that like Alex Jones, that have any sort of respect for Alex Jones, you guys are all fucktards. You know who you are. You guys are all fucktards. By the way, Bohemian Grove, you really think he snuck into Bohemian Grove? One of the most secure places in the fucking country. I got a bridge to sell you and some beachfront property out in the friggin' Nevada desert.
Or comment ping pong. And we hope that anyone else involved in commenting on Pizzagate will do the same thing.
How Donald Trump has escaped scrutiny in regards to pedophilia and sexual depravity is a testimony to the chokehold his masters maintain over both mainstream and alternative media. Donald Trump, who spent 2 years under the Jesuits at Fordham before transferring to the public University of Pennsylvania, is close friends with Wall Street financier Jeffrey Epstein. Trump is quoted as saying, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do. And many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it. Jeffrey enjoys his social life." Jeffrey's social life takes place on a secluded island, where he's well known for bringing a never-ending train of the rich and famous for sex with children, known as the Lolita Express, to the orgy island. Epstein has led a charmed life. In 2007, he went before a federal court in Florida, but all federal charges were dropped, and he served a 13-month sentence of basically house arrest. The prosecutor responsible for Epstein's free ride, Alexander Acosta, was chosen by Donald Trump to become our Secretary of Labor and subsequently approved by the Senate. In the state of California and again later in the state of New York, Donald John Trump was sued by a woman who claimed that when she was 13 years old, he raped her at an Epstein party. She has subsequently thought better of the suit and withdrawn it. Trump's daughter Ivanka followed in his footsteps, spending 2 years under the Jesuits at Georgetown before transferring to the University of Pennsylvania for a public degree. Ivanka and her Jewish husband Jared Kushner have played a tremendous role in the governing of the United States. Exactly what role she plays in the relationship with her father is much more disconcerting.
By the way, your daughter,
she's beautiful.
Can I say this? A piece of ass.
Yes, yeah.
She looks more voluptuous than ever.
She's actually always been very voluptuous. She's tall. She's almost 6 feet tall.
Yeah, she's really something, and what a beauty, that one. If I weren't happily married, and, you know, her father.
My daughter, Ivanka.
Yeah.
She's 6 feet tall. She's got the best body.
Yeah, she's hot.
I don't think Ivanka would do that inside the magazine, although she does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Stop it! Oh, it's so weird. Stop it. You know what? You are sick.
I know, isn't it terrible?
Yeah.
No, how
Well,
terrible.
you're known for saying outrageous things, Mr. Trump. Who are you, Woody Allen?
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
Certainly, such a past would make Donald Trump the gambling billionaire who has made appearances on WrestleMania, or nuzzling the fake breasts of New York City's cross-dressing Catholic mayor Rudy Giuliani.
You know, you're really beautiful. And a woman that looks like that has to have her own special scent.
Oh, thank you. Maybe you could tell me what you think of
This end.
I like that.
This may be the best of all. Oh, you dirty boy, you. Oh. Donald, I thought you were a gentleman.
You can't say I didn't try.
The man who was in New York City on 9/11, in charge, extremely pliable to the elite pulling his strings behind the scenes. The foundation of Trump's candidacy and election was reversal of the decades-old treason of wide-open American borders. His unlikely and unworkable promise to build a wall.
And in the other words, it's a vital tool, it's an important tool, it's maybe the most important tool that they can think of. We're going to build the wall. We have no choice. We have no choice. Build that wall, 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 build that wall.
Hasn't even been started yet, but what Donald Trump has done is made overtures to legalizing millions of illegal immigrants via Nancy Pelosi's DREAM Act. The nationalizing and legalizing of tens of millions of south-of-the-border immigrants, the vast majority of them Roman Catholic and trained by the Jesuits with a socialist entitlement mentality, should be the wake-up call that shocks Donald Trump's supporters into finally understanding that Hillary or Trump made no difference. But unfortunately, too many Americans have too much vested in believing lies. The idea that Donald John Trump is a Jesuit-trained enemy agent and controlled puppet threatens to yank them out of the matrix and into conspiracy reality.
Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real? What if you were unable to wake from that dream? How would you know the difference between the dream world and the real world?
This can't be. Be what? Be real?
It's going into replication.
Hey, Pop.
Still nothing. Let's go. Let's go.
Tank, we're going to need a signal soon.
I got a fibrillation.
APOC, location.
Targeting almost there.
He's going into arrest.
Lock, I got him. Now, Tank, now. Welcome to the real world.
We didn't do this video to tell you how it's going to end. We did this video to tell you how it's going to begin. As we disseminate this information, the people are going to be shown what you don't want them to see. We've shown them the world you've created, and we've shown them you. And now there's no border or boundary that can hide you. Where we go from here is a choice we're going to make for you.
All right, that was pretty badass. I forgot how good that was. Of course, wants to auto playing, yeah, auto playing other stuff. I mean, we could do that, but that's beyond our subject matter for today. I'm just gonna get out of here now. What we're gonna do, yeah, talk about PR. You got all these whatever people doing PR for, oh, something dinging. There's something going on there. I don't know what it is. I'll look into it. The message. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna go back into heaters, wherever the hell we were in that. So now that we've had that nice little summary of the situation, then we're gonna go back into whatever this interestingness is. And I'm gonna find something that I'm gonna do something a little different. X out of this. All right. Stand by. Y'all could read that. I'm gonna put some music on anyways. Here we go.
Burned every bridge over the troubled water. No longer hiding from my personality disorder. A stronger tide is coming. I've been running, trying to function fine without my mind climbing out this fucking corner. I was born a thorn away from the rotten petals of forgotten rebel craft in the absence of heaven's heavy hand to develop an evident level of benevolence. So it's probably better I sold my soul to the devil. This is a message to anyone I met that thinks they know me. Don't pretend to understand none of the issues that I'm holding. I was in a rush to grow up. Look, mom, no cuts, just a stomach of disgust and the fear that I might go nuts this year. If I don't slow up, I'll see you on my way. One day that shit'll kill me, but I guess that it's okay. full of hate, and I don't fucking love music, I just use it to escape the weight. I walk between wanting to punch someone in the face and putting a bullet in my head to leave the human race. Everything takes its toll, but there's no tolls I can take. I haven't yet found a good reason, a billion ways in the corroded bones I have behind my smile. I'm angry at the universe for the way she treats me now. It keeps me down, stealing all my energy, feeling like my enemy, concealing my identity, not dealing with my tendencies. I feel the skin and then I squeeze a real imprinted head disease, not ill in this century. I'm kneeling to the entity who built this penitentiary, as filthy as a centipede and guiltless innocence, cause he was willing to just let me bleed while the war again fades. In 10 years, no check for me, I'll be in the same place. Planet's just an overpopulated mental hospital. Each time we walk around constitutes another obstacle. So here it is, I'm finally coming out my shell. All 19 years of my life have been in conflict with myself. I'm insecure about every facet of my existence, from my addictions to the condition I choose to live in. Who you kidding? I suffer from excess anxiety, a product of pollution in American society. Stare into my eyes and see the hell that burns inside my mind, and I no longer have an ego I can hide behind. But I've been fine disregarding my insanity. Every form of art isolates you from humanity, but it's revolt against being forced fed so-called education for a decade and 3 years of headaches from my peers. Now I realize I could have learned more on my own. They taught me how to know everything except my soul, which is everything I need to grow, everything that keeps me whole, everything that ever meant anything to ideas. So I leave a goal and hope to rip the leash that holds my focus, but the fact remains the same. I'm still bound by chains. It doesn't matter if your chain is 10 feet or 100 feet, the fact remains the same. You still bound by chains. Some people say I've changed and it's harder to relate to me. Good, I never liked you. Our friendship was make-believe. Peeling the mask back and revealing the rap that's been filling my organs, drilling short distorted portions of more masochistic torture that unfortunately crafted an interest to orbit my portrait and inflict my image with disorder. The minutes get shorter, walls start to close in. Feels like the brain is hanging on by one clothespin. I've hidden in the darkness for too long. I make it look alright when I'm the inside, it's all wrong. I want life to change, but I don't know if it can. For a man, a machine, or whatever the fuck I am, I stand alone. Burned every bridge over the troubled water, no longer hiding from my personality disorder. You wanna die my life, we'll come and stay in madness, his favorite little corner. Cause even shadows have shadows, and my secrets are eating me, eagerly feeding and scream my dreams away, but they keep even shadows have shadows. To the guilty subconscious of an actor who murdered his childhood to stop the audience. Even shadows have shadows. How am I to break free from my fears when I don't like what I see and I can't feel what I hear? Shadows have shadows. So don't judge my book by its cover, cause my story's just as fucked up as any other.
Never was a thug, just infatuated with guns. Never was a gangster till I graduated to one and got the rap of a villain, the weapon concealing. Took the image of a thug, captured a villain, willing to stick out my neck for respect if it meant life or death. Never lived to regret what I said. When you're me, people just wanna see if it's true, if it's you. What you say in your raps, what you do, so they feel it's part of your obligation to fulfill. When they see you on the streets, face to face, that you're for real. And confrontation ain't no conversation if you feel you're in violation. Any hesitation to get you killed. If you feel it, kill it. You conceal it, reveal it. Being reasonable to leave you full of bullets. Pull it, squeeze it till it's empty. Tempt me, push me, pussies. I need a good reason to give this trigger a good squeeze.
I'm a soldier. These shoulders hold up so much they won't budge. I'll never fall or fold up. I'm a soldier. Even if my collarbones crush or crumble, I will never slip or stumble. I'm a soldier. These shoulders hold up so much they won't budge. I'll never fall or fold up. I'm a soldier. Even if my collarbones crush or crumble, I will never stumble.
I love pissing you off, gets me off. Like my lawyers when the fucking judge lets me off. All you motherfuckers gotta do is set me off. I'm violating all the motherfucking pets be off. I'm a lit fuse, anything I do, bitch, it's news. Pistol whipping motherfucking bouncer 6'2". Who needs bullets? As soon as I pull it, you sweat bullets. An excellent method to get rid of the next bully. It's actually better, cause instead of you murdering, you can hurt him and come back again and kick dirt in a mystic pouring salt in the wounds. The soul get sued. You can smell the lawsuit soon as I walk in the room. Everybody halts and stops, calls the cops. All you see is bitches coming out their hall
crush or crumble. I will never slip or stumble. I'm a soldier. These shoulders hold up so much they won't budge. I never fall or fold up. I'm a soldier. Even if my collarbones crush or crumble, I will never stumble. I spit it slow so these kids know that I'm talking to them. Give it back to these damn critics and sock it to them. I'm like a thumb with a little bit of pop influence. I spew it and look how I got you bitches rocking to it. You motherfuckers can never do it like I can do it. Don't even try it, you look stupid, do not pursue it. Don't ever in your life try to knock the truest. I spit the illest shit ever been dropped into it. So ticky-tock, listen to the sound, 6 on the clock. Listen to the sound of Kim and she licks on the cock. Listen to the sound of me spilling my heart through this pen. Motherfuckers know that I'll never be marshaled again. Full of controversy until I retire my jersey. Till the fire inside dies and expires at 30. And Lord have mercy on any more of these rappers that verse me and put a curse on authorities. In the face of adversity, I'm a soldier. These shoulders hold up so much they won't budge. I'll never fall or fold up. I'm a soldier. Even if my collarbones crush or crumble, I will never slip or stumble. I'm a soldier. These shoulders hold up so much they won't budge. I'll never fall or fold up. I'm a soldier. Even if my collarbones crush or crumble, I will never stumble.
Up and away. Up and away.
Is the auto tune on?
Please don't knock, my loose teeth are yours to take. Cuddling our newfound freedom and keeping our eyes open without being awake. Kiss my ear, the pain still taunts. Children rejoice once hero, now dead one last time. I'm really hurting, just a little taste to take off the edge. I run with you of the letters and photographs in a desperate reach for a clue into who I am with a little distant past as a reference. I feel any connection to the bones under my skin. You can cry, but you're still getting sterilized. You can show the sun how to come if you know the sky. He'll let you make a mess, cause if you keep him high with the good truth, the messenger deserted eye for his lies, make it hurt. Scare me straight, curses he who can't burn by fire. We're all falling, show me feeling. I'm your designated diver. I can see the cuts on your mind. Your mother made yours, mine made mine. I know you'd rather be sad than stupid. Genius by day, junkie by night. For the grace of reason, never scraped the need that didn't help me see. Bleeding isn't what it seemed. Let it seem till it screams. Finally free, then you better leave. But the cheese gonna kill the king. Perfect numb, 13 billion years in the making. Black hole in the center of our galaxy. We're still suffering, we're still aching. The sanctuary is closed for repairs. I use God's guided pen and maniac the nice way. Bad habits make for good memories. I'm good at being at the wrong time in the right place. Crushing plots at the corners of her mouth. Eyes white like yours, but completely different somehow. Cutter post those looking like a ghost. Cheeks rose from the pressure fluid, so familiar to us now. Legs fold with the predator's prey. There's no messiah that was in his slave to his brain. If I could do it nails, but you do it words. Every one more crucifixion, one less. Open door, use my fist, but I won't knock. Break it open, itch me sober. Trust me, we'll get out of this alive. Now take my hand, it's almost over. I apologize for lying about smiling. I'm a frightened little cat that learned to act like a lion. While a bias in speech in the grip of the patience of driving this cheap pirate ship to the pavement. For the grace of reason, never scraped the need that didn't help me see. Nothing's really what it seemed. Let it seem till it screams. Finally free, then you better leave a memory for the head of the king.
Word up, son. Word.
Yeah. To all the killers and the $100 billers. For real, niggas who ain't got no feelings.
Just watch my back. I got your front.
Check it out now. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mob comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in his land, we be gunning. And keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face, you're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You could put your whole army against my team.
Italy was in search of a new government today for the 41st time since the end of World War
You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. I'm only 19, but my mind is older. When the things get for real, my warm heart turns cold. Enough nigga deceased, another story gets told. It ain't nothing really. And yo, done sparked the Philly, so I could get my mind off these yellow back niggas. While they still alive, I don't know. Go figure. Meanwhile, back in Queens, the realness and foundation. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location. When the slugs penetrate, you feel a burning sensation, getting closer to God in a tight situation now. Take these words home and think it through, or the next rhyme I write might be about you. Son, they shook, cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look, they shook, cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. Living the life that is diamonds and guns. There's numerous ways you can choose to earn funds. Some get shot, locked down, and turn nuns. Cowardly hearts and straight up shook ones, shook ones. He ain't a crook, son. He just a shook one. For every rhyme I write, it's 25 to life. There was so much I got to trust, safeguard of my life. Ain't no time for hesitation, that only leads to incarceration. You don't know me, there's no relation. Queensbridge, and you don't play. I don't got time for your petty thinking, mine, son, I'm bigger than those. Claiming that you pack heat, but you're scared to hold. And once the smoke clears, you be left with one and you don't. 13 years in the projects, my mentality is what, kid? You talk a good one, but you don't want it. Sometimes I wonder, do I deserve to live? Or am I gonna burn to hell for all the things I did? No time to dwell on that, cause my brain reacts. Front if you want, kid, lay on your back. I don't fake jazz, kid, you know I bring it to your life. Stay in a child's place, kid, you out of line. Criminal minds thirsty for recognition. I'm sipping, EMJ got my mind flipping. I'm bucking, digging my ways out of hole for hustling. Get that loot, kid, you know my function. Cause long as I'm alive, I'ma live illegal. And once I get on them, I put on all my peoples. React quick, split lyrics like Max, I hit your dome up. When I roll up the beat, go sleep because I'm free. Son, they shook, cause ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look, they shook. Cause ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look, they shook. Cause ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look, they shook. Cause ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Living the life that is diamonds and guns. There's numerous ways you can choose to earn funds. Some get shot, locked down, and turn nuns. Cowardly hearts and straight up shook ones, shook ones. He ain't a crook, son. He's just a shook one. To all the villains and the $100 billings.
Alright, so we're already at 140. I kind of went off in that P2 thing, but it all connects. And we're going to pick up where we left off on the next. Unless we have... Oh, we got one more page left. That's the last page. So, this is where we were. I'll just let another thing play, I guess. And then I will take us out and figure all that out. Oops, the daisy, ladies and gentlemen.
Talk to me, y'all. Let's get it. Silent fear, gon' tiptoe around you. Silent fear, gon' walk past your mama's door. Silent fear, gon' let trick my absent father. Talk to me as he walked on out the door. Silent fear, spent my youth routinely. So violently, innocence was torn away. So violently, I suppressed all I was feeling. Oh, yeah. Finally, the man took me away. I've been stepping lightly through it all. Never hearing anybody's call, yeah. It's real. Yeah. I've been stepping lightly through it all. Keep it moving, family. Alright. Never hearing anybody's call, yeah. Shit is official, Lord. Oh, now I got to say, yeah. They need some food, Lord. I got you, kid. Yo, nothing to lose. Mentality is beastly. Raised amongst the most ferocious. Life wasn't easy. Slinging them stones, banging them toasters. Nobody cares. Neither did I, cause my father left me to fry in this hell of a world with stray bullets to snipe ya. Generals look for soldiers with hearts so they can stripe ya. Dirty dope fiends, that's evil. They got the needle twitch. Veins are polluted. They zooted, dozing off of that fix. Matilda nephew Lavelle, he turned states on his kingpin kid a couple of months back. She ain't seen him since. I guess he caught a bad deal. He grew up to follow the code, but once that code is broken, that's the end. Good riddance, them killers, they came and pinched him. It stopped his cash flow, no ifs, ands, or buts. He gotta go, he got what he deserved. If it was me, I would've clipped his whole family, understand me? That's real, son. Never hearing anybody's call, yeah. I've been stepping lively through it all, yeah. Let's move as one, Lord. Never hearing anybody's call, yeah. Hey, yo, chef, what up, my nigga? Life is a hustle, the struggle is all real. When there's nothing in the kitchen to eat, you gotta kill. Am I wrong for that? My family gotta eat by any means. Which means if I gotta spray this machine and body bag something, toe tag something, creep through the hood silently and spaz on you without a warning. It's like that, my rank is official. Pearl handle pistols, I'm serious business is strictly who got an issue. I need that duffel bag action so I could transform the poverty ways into the main attraction. But yo, life will throw you all kinds of situations. It's a full-time job trying to dodge incarceration. Blow something heavy, keep my thoughts circulating. Cause what I'm contemplating is really premeditated red rum. Don't blame me for my actions. Blame my environment that I'm a product of. Only my likes I coincide with me, hear me? My innocence was snatched early, so fear don't live here. Word to Allah, shine pearly. All I got is my word and pride, and won't swallow that for nothing. So take it in blood into discussion. Trust me.
I'll just stay on the whole time. That's alright. I'm not gonna go stronger. I'm getting out of here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Figured I'd put something on in the background. I didn't even realize it was that close to the end of that. So I'll end this here and I'll try and put it up.